Hello everyone, Captain Kev here. I wanted to talk to you this morning about something important that it's been kind of weighing on me a little bit ever since we started this conversation about flock cameras. Flock cameras are kind of a vehicle for me to try to understand personal privacy a little bit better, learning more about the Fourth Amendment, learning more about what the government's actually doing, what private citizens are doing. And it kind of brought me to this, that there is a real significant difference between being in public and going outside. So we used to be able to go outside. Now we're in public. It's a difference, right? I'm a Gen X guy. Outside is where we lived. Outside is where we found freedom. Outside is where we explored. It's where we had our time to ourselves. It's where we'd have a private moment with a friend. In public, right? No, we were outside. We weren't in public. We were outside. There's a difference. See, when I look at it, I think in public, I'm around a lot of people, right? I'm not just driving around in my car. I'm not hanging out in my yard. I'm not walking down the street. I'm outside at that point, right? So I want to be outside. I don't want to be watched. And this brought me to the next thing. Am I a public citizen or am I a private citizen? See, that's the distinction, is by them calling us public, just you're out in public, right? You're a public person. No, I'm not. I'm a private citizen. As a private citizen, we all have rights. And one of those is the right to privacy. Where did that go? Well, because they can get away with doing whatever. See, this is where it comes to, is for me, you want to put up a camera and show me walking around in a public city center outside? I really don't care about that. That's, I guess, legal. But when you put together enough of those cameras to string together where I've been and where I go all the time, that's an invasion of privacy, because I am a private citizen. What I do out in the world, it's on public display. But what's happening inside my body, what's happening inside of things that I own, what's happening inside of my car, what's happening inside of my home, that's private. So I need to retain my own privacy just as you do. And so to be private is to be free. To be out in public, doing whatever we feel we want to do without undue intrusion, without undue surveillance. Surveillance that says, guess what, Kev? Last week, you were always doing the same routine every day, but this one day you happened to go to this other place and a crime was committed on the other side of that lake from where you were. Now, this is the only day you were over in that area, so we need to investigate you now. Even though I've had nothing to do with it, it was outside of my normal pattern that they've been tracking. See where this can lead? It's a massive slippery slope. So I want to change something here. From moving forward from now on, anytime someone says out in public, where you're in public, it's like, no, I'm not. I'm outside. And we used to be free. The Gen X generation was the one that said, no cameras, because we didn't have them. We didn't need them. If someone was bringing one around, probably was for no good purpose, unless you're at a birthday party or something fun like that. But I tell you what, people of this generation look back and see Gen X and go, I wish we could have lived like that without cameras. We were freer then, which we were. Kids today won't even go up to a girl and ask her to dance because they're afraid of being recorded. How silly is that? So you see what it does to society when we're constantly looking over our shoulder? And that's the real negative impact we have here, is outside is no longer outside, it's in public, therefore it applies to legal things that they can force you into. So no, it's not in public, we're outside. Leave us alone, we're outside. Unless we're doing something bad, leave us alone. You want to put up a red light camera and have it snap a picture if someone runs through a red light? Fine, they broke the law. But when we're out there doing our own thing, let us be outside. Let us have the same freedom that Gen X had. Basic freedom. Yeah, we were feral. Yeah, we got to do a whole lot of stuff, and that's why we need to be freer, so we can all do that same kind of stuff. We can all make our own mistakes privately. We can all correct our own mistakes privately without someone watching us all the time. So the next time someone comes to you and says, well, you're out in public, it's like, well, I'm really just outside. I mean, you can define it however you want, but outside was a place of freedom. Outside is where we found our liberty. Outside is where we learned how to adventure. Outside is where we make friends. And now, people are afraid to go outside. Think about that for a minute. I'm not afraid to go outside, but I don't have any reason for someone to watch me either. So you don't have a reason to watch me, don't. Leave me alone, leave my neighbors alone, leave our friends alone, leave the entire United States alone, as we're not a surveillance state. We don't do this sort of thing. We don't turn going outside into going in public. I'm not a lawyer, I don't speak that way, and I know you don't either. So, going outside is a free place. It should always be free, right? Without intrusion, without surveillance, without infringing on our rights, which I admittedly am still learning about. But I know it doesn't feel right, and I know you don't think it feels right either, because majority of Americans say no, we don't want this. So let's make outside again. Let's make freedom the land of liberty. Outside is the land, right? How is it the land of liberty if the land is no longer free? So let's keep it free, guys. So that's my little rant for today, but I wanted to share that with you. Take the Gen X perspective on this situation, no matter what generation you're from, because we didn't take any crap. We had our own fights. We made up. We got better. We learned, and we survived. And ultimately, all the Gen X folks sitting around at home are like, what has happened? We used to love going outside. That was our place we wanted to be, but not anymore. Now going outside creates trepidation, worry, fear. Who's watching? Who's using? Who's doing this? Well, this is a man-made disaster of its own making, and I hope it gets stopped soon. And I hope clear heads stand up and say, no thank you. I hope the people in power realize that this isn't going to fly, and it's a losing argument all the way around. Did you know Walmart now can track your heart rate and your body temperature just by using their shopping cart? Yeah, they're looking inside your body. I'm a private citizen. You have no right to do that. I don't care if I'm pushing your shopping cart. You just breached something that was intimate, my body. Take that one and think about it. HIPAA's protecting you when you're in the hospital. What's protecting you when you're in Walmart? We never thought they'd be looking into our body without our permission, but yes, they are. Now, I hope you can understand that all of these worries and concerns that I have aren't from a place of conspiracy or worry. These are things that are actually happening. And I'm looking around going, what happened? In my world, we lean on each other. People take care of people. We have our own joy to give that joy out to others. We don't monitor each other. We don't spy on each other. We help each other. And that's the American citizen, the private American citizen. God bless you guys. Keep up the good fight. Keep your eyes and ears open. And let's all together try to do what's right. And remember to lean on each other.